Hi, my name's Stephanie and I'm here to make my case for why you need a gaming mouse. I'm gonna start this off by saying I'm not a pro gamer. I play shooters, I play games that are competitive. Am I good at them? Not really, but I love them. And I've definitely got better and more confident playing fast-paced games or games that are mechanically complex since I've been using a gaming mouse. And I guess the reason why I'm making this video is because you might have been like me and thinking that gaming mice were for like sweaty gamers and esports pros because they're playing at a level that just requires loads more buttons. Wrong! Wow, so wrong. I mean, yes, high-level players would be using gaming mice for sure, but it's also such a great accessibility tool for players who are looking to improve their skills or just feel more in control of your in-game actions and attacks. So anyone with any level of experience gaming with a mouse and keyboard knows that you're typically moving around with WSAD. And then depending on the game or your keybinds, you're potentially adding in things like shift to sprint, control to crouch, R to reload. Q and E might have usable items or abilities bound to them. Might also have things on the number keys or the function keys. Z and C and V is sometimes necessary. Tab! Let's not forget about tab. That's like your inventory sometimes. So suddenly you're relying on your non-dominant hand to feel its way around a whole host of different buttons that all kind of feel the same. In addition to constant movement with WSAD, all while not taking your eyes off the screen. The amount of times I've thrown an accidental grenade or like gone to move, then realized I'm not going anywhere because my hand has slipped over a row and then I look down to correct it and then I'm dead. I'm dead. So let's look at the Logitech G 502X. Well, this is the 502X Plus actually, because it's the wireless version. The first 502 gaming mouse came out way back in 2014, and it has become the most popular gaming mouse in the world for a reason. It is both brilliantly designed for competitive gaming needs while being incredibly accessible to use. It's gone through a few design updates over the years. I've been using the 502 Hero since 2019, I think. And the new 502X Plus is probably the most significant update to the mouse since its initial release. The 502X Plus is lighter than its predecessor. It's got a longer battery life, and the buttons have been ever so slightly shifted for better ergonomic reach. So let's talk about that because a mouse like this may look daunting to some, but it is actually the best. Because I've solved the problem of finding it difficult to navigate keyboard controls by binding as many controls to my mouse as possible. So if I open up G Hub here, it's the software that you use to manage all of your Logitech G peripherals. You can see there's my mouse, my headset, my keyboard, and going into the mouse, you can see it gives this really easy to see layout of all of your different buttons. View 1 gives you the buttons on the top, View 2, all the buttons on the side. There are a bunch of different things you can do here. You can link Discord if you want to use those buttons to mute or deafen, OBS if you want to change scenes. We're focusing on gaming right now, so let's just go to keys. And it is literally as simple as dragging the keybinds across from the list of keyboard keys here onto your mouse. You can set up different profiles for every single game. You do that under Manage Profiles. You can set it to automatically activate that profile when you boot the game. You'll find that under the Settings cog on the left. It'll either stick with a persistent profile you select until you manually change it. Leaving it on none means it automatically activates the profile for each game when it detects that game is running. You can even customize the RGB for each individual game if that's your jam. Although the new pulsar point RGB design for the 502X Plus is super slick. The way the colors kind of meld into each other. I love it. So I use a pretty similar button layout for most shooters. I'll typically bind melee and grenade to these two buttons here. That's these two. So we've got C and Q. The melee needs to be something super reactionary and easy to reach. And panic grenades are a thing of the past, mostly, because I'm not accidentally hitting that button anymore. In fact, I'll often disable those ability keys on my keyboard to make sure that they're only activated by pressing the mouse buttons that I've selected. This button here I use for reload. In the latest 502 redesign, they've made this button just that little bit more prominent, which I love, with this kind of slope so your thumb can just slide onto it. I feel like there is a joke there that I am definitely not going to make. Or you could just remove that button altogether. The default for these buttons on the top is DPI up and down. That's so you can adjust the speed of your cursor across the screen. But I use them for special abilities or class abilities. You can bind things to both the scroll and the press in of your mouse wheel. But also, and I'm gonna be honest, I actually discovered this super late into owning my previous 502, like really recently. You can bind things to the sideways click of the mouse wheel, because it like clicks left and right as well. Can't believe it took me so long to find that. It's like right here in G Hub too. Scroll left, scroll right, just never like clicked in my brain for some reason. For other game genres, it changes around a little bit. For example, if I'm playing something that requires in-game voice chat, and by that I mean you're not using Discord but the game's own in-game party chat, I will bind push to talk to this button. A game like Phasmophobia or an open world survival game, I can use this for proximity chat and this for walkie-talkie if that's an option. In particular because those are push and hold functions, so you want to be able to do that easily without it affecting your ability to move. And you know, you can basically play around with whatever you like and what works for you. I mean, if you're an MMO player, there are endless possibilities when it comes to binding actions to your mouse, but you maybe didn't consider all the applications there are for other games or programs like Discord, OBS, and so on. So I hope you enjoyed this video. The Logitech G 502X comes in black and white, and the wireless 502X Plus comes in black and white as well, and I cannot recommend it enough.